Valentine's Day is almost in the rearview mirror, but I thought I might sneak this one last idea in, because how can you not share the love with glitters as gorgeous as these? Let me show you how incredibly quick and simple it was to elevate this adorable, heartfelt look that you don't want to miss. So just jumping straight in here, I've got my tips. They're filed and prepped, ready to work on. And picking the best color, my favorite color, was a really tough choice. They're all so gorgeous that it was just so tricky. So this red here really stands apart from the rest, I feel like. Like these ones here, there's a whole lot of pinks. I liked the idea of kind of keeping the pinks with one theme and then the red kind of standing alone from the others. And of course, you've got your other colors here, but this one's like more of a nude. So I'll be working for the most part with my nude tone and that red. So that'll be the base for all of the nails. And then we'll go in with some accents. I managed to use every color except for this one here, which is kind of like a peachy tone. And it's really pretty. I just decided to skip it and go with the pinks. So straight off the bat, I'm going to go in with my ring finger and my pointer in this beautiful nude. And that's going to make a really awesome base for a little bit of accent art. And these are gorgeous with just a coat or two, but they are quite translucent. They are a Sura glitter polish. So if you want to build them up, just go in with a few layers for that opacity, because that glitter is really going to build. It has such great coverage and it's going to build right up and give you that opaque look with just a few layers. And it just applies beautifully. So in no time at all, you've got that down. So while that first layer is curing, I'll then go in with my beautiful red. Look at this. It's like that ultimate sexy cherry red that is so versatile. Whether it's Christmas or Valentines or Halloween, that is just the reddest of the reds. It's stunning. So first layer down and cure these. So I'll be going in with 2, possibly even 3 layers to build this up. I mean, more sparkle is always better. And the multiple coats really does build that sparkle effect up. Like, look at that with flash. And this isn't even in the dark. I have overcast light coming in through my window, and it still looks like I'm brushing diamonds onto this. Like, it's so bright and sparkly, it's hard for me to even kind of see what I'm doing. It does such a cool effect to the eye. So I feel like with 3 coats, I've got that really good coverage. Lots of beautiful, sparkly diamond glitters for that really awesome flash effect. It still won't be completely opaque, but plenty well enough so that it looks good. So now that I've got my base layers down, it is time to go in with my design. So I've got this adorable little heart stamp here to work with for our first design. Oh, and that just covered it. Could have planned that better if I tried. So setting our stamping aside for the moment, we're gonna dress this up a bit. And this is so easy and beginner friendly. I'm just gonna go in with a teeny tiny dotting tool, and I'm gonna take a bunch of my colors. And it just so happens that it works out perfectly. My stamp has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big hearts. And I'm gonna go in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big heart colors. And then I'm gonna go back and accent the little guys with the red that I've used on all the other nails. And if you wanna be safe, you might wanna go in with your palette to do this. Or if you're braver than me, you can go in directly just by putting the dot on your nail. I don't particularly trust myself not to make a mess that way though. All right, so with my palette armed and ready, I'm gonna go in and hit these hearts. And looking at what my favorite colors are, I really like this lighter pink. So I'm gonna go in with that, this one here. And it's gonna cause a bit of a bubble effect, and that's what we're looking for. So don't be scared. Fill in your heart, have your bubble, and I'm going to flash cure in between. And that's just so that I don't get too much movement and stuff as I move along. Because I am making these quite thick and bubbly. I don't know that they'll really shift that much, but with my luck, I will end up making a mess. So I just rather not. And of course, the same idea applies to each of the hearts. Go in there and color in the lines. Nice and easy, just like when we're little. This is a really soothing technique for those that enjoy doing the adult coloring books. And what are you thinking of these incredible glitters? Have you picked up any of these colors yet? I know I'm finding these a lot easier to work with than some of the other like really pretty glitters, flash glitters that I've gotten in the past. I don't know if it's because, you know, the color in them or what, but I didn't find them quite as challenging. Maybe the opacity, the how much color is in them, I don't know. But they were quite a bit easier this time. Let me know down in the comments if you've picked any of these up or if you would. And of course, if you want, there's a link down in the description below. You can grab them at Sweetie Nail Supply and just use my code LYN to save yourself some money. Oops. I went over the line there, but that's okay. I can get a little cleanup brush and fix it right up. Get myself all excited and jittery talking about shopping. Oh, I love shopping for nail supplies. Let's pretend that I'm not spending more money. You just want to be careful cleaning up on this edge because if you haven't sealed that stamp in with a coat of any kind, then you could rub it away with your alcohol wipe because I do have a little alcohol on my brush here. So I'm just being careful not to rub into my stamp as much as possible. And then just going in for these little side ones and just kind of trying to balance the colors. Like I had a lot of dark over here, so I put the dark one over here. And then I'm putting this brighter pink one over here. Just kind of balance things out a bit. And so now that all my big hearts are done, I'm just going in with my red that's being used on the base nails and accenting it with the little ones. That's going to tie that color in really nicely. And it'll just make it so much more cohesive through all of them. And I'm not perfect at staying in the lines, so I find a silicone tool in this particular instance is a really easy way to like clean up your lines. It's nice and stiff and it can just clean those areas away for you. Now I've gone in and given that a nice full cure, and at this stage you've got a number of different options. You can leave it just like this and go in with a top coat and be done. But that's not how I do things. So I'm actually going to go in with my colors and I'm going to build these hearts up even bigger. And I'm really going for a exaggerated like bubble effect on these. And even once that's done, we still have a couple of different options on how to go with finishing it off. There's always a more challenging way, and I'm always going to look for it and find it. They really bubble these out nicely. And actually on these side pieces, I'll try not to go too high just because it'll start kind of getting in the way of a nice formed nail if I bubble it out too much there on the sides. So going a little bit easier there than I would on the other parts of the nail. Now at this stage, my tiny hearts are starting to get like a little bit messier just because of how small everything is to work on. But I'm actually not too concerned about that because in my next stage, I'm going to be covering some of this. So it's just going to be a shadow effect under here. So you won't necessarily notice that I've kind of gone over the lines a little or smeared into the next area. So it'll kind of cover up my bobos, which is the best part. Now this has been fully cured and we're all finished with our polish color accent. And you could very easily just go in with a nice thin top coat at this point and have yourself like a nice dimensional type look if that's what you like. But I'm going to go in with something a little different. So I'm going to encapsulate this and I'm just going to go in with my YOGO Zombie Top Gel. This is like a mid viscosity, which will work well. I want something that's got a little more viscosity so I can manipulate it a bit because I just really want it to fill in those gaps. I've got to pick myself up some From the Nail top and base because I use From the Nail so often, and it's the one brand that I don't have a top or base for. I've only got a matte top in the Fgel brand, and I'll probably end up doing like 2 thinner layers so I don't have to go super thick and do any filing. 2 thinner layers, I should be able to manipulate this gel enough just to fill in my crevices. So with my first coat, I got it nearly there, but I do have a little bit of unevenness still, you can see. So I'll go in with another coat and just try and level that off the best I can. And I do want it built up because it is the effect that I'm going for. I love like different kinds of dimensional depth kind of looks that you get with encapsulation, so that's what we're going for. So I'll build this up so that everything's nice and flat and even. And when you're doing these types of looks, you want to pay particularly close attention to your edges. So that being your free edge, your sides, your cuticle. You want to make sure that you're keeping those areas as kind of thin and clean as you can, so you don't have like big bulbous areas, which can very easily happen, because a thick nail is not necessarily a bad thing if you're doing, a cool art design. But if you have big, thick, chunky tips, it can start looking, or like big, thick, chunky blobs at your cuticle. That's what can start making it look kind of thick and unnatural. Same with if your sides build out too far. So do your best to try and keep the sides straight up instead of out wide, if that makes sense. And then for your tips, it's not that it can't be thicker, but you want it to come to a thinner area at your cuticle and your free edge, as much as you can anyway. And then the rest of it, just level out nice. You can always hang it upside down to let some of that kind of settle and flow. It should self-level nicely. And of course, if you're not confident in your encapsulating skills, so you can see here, my line of light is pretty straight. We're certainly not perfect though. Then don't sweat it. Just grab a fine buffer, a 240 or some such, and just even that out. Give it a quick buff. Make sure that you've got a nice smooth surface that you're working on. There's no shame in that. And this will also help you to refine your edges so that you have a nice clean sidewall, and of course refine your cuticle and your free edge. But if you're great at encapsulating, or you're not too worried about how even your design looks, then just skip it. Don't even worry about it. So for those of you who are still with me at this stage, we're going in with the piece de resistance. So the shadow effect that it's going to create is going to be so neat. I just love these dimensional looks. We're going in with our same stamp image. And we're just going to lay it over top. And of course, it's not going to lay over perfectly because we're now bubbled out from the encapsulation. So it's going to give it that kind of 3D shadow effect because of the white lining underneath. Now I'm going to set that aside to dry for a second for that stamping polish to set. And then we can top coat this and it's going to look stunning. And at this point, I just need a very thin top coat to seal that in. So I'm going to go in with my thin glass gel top from MAYO. Try not to smear my stamping. Look at that beauty. It is so cute. And there it is. So did you like it better before or after the second stamp? I really like that depth that it gives it. It's like coming off of the nail. So if you look at it head on, it kind of lines up well. And then as you turn it, it shifts because of the dimension in it. And I just think that's such a neat effect to be able to do. I love it. But not everybody wants to put that extra work in to get that really cool shifting effect. But to me, it's super neat. And it just adds such an extra element to it that makes it so much more fun for me than just a flat stamp image. So I've just got a little red gemstone that I'm going to put onto this one just as a really sweet, simple little accent, which I think will balance really nicely with the more complicated design we've done there. So I'm just going to go in with my Crazy Top Thick. I'm going to put down a thin layer, just something I can set that stone into, and then I'll go in a little more to encapsulate around it, just because it's a flat charm that's going to kind of sit up off the nail. I don't want anything getting stuck in there, being annoying. So that's set in there nicely, but you can see how, there's lift underneath all around here because it's a flat back charm. So I'm going to go in with now my Crazy Top Standard because this is a thinner consistency, even though it's still, quite a thick gel. Just going to coat again, and then I'm going to get into those crevices. So then going in with some of the Crazy Top Standard on my long brush, I'm just going to pack it in to those crevices underneath so that we don't have any gaps where my hair can get stuck or any other reason for pulling it off. So we just bring the gel around and pack it in underneath. You want to make sure not to go over the top of your gem because that will ruin the faceted shine of it. You only want to go around and seal it in. That's it. That should do it. And while that's finishing its cure, go in and top coat the rest of these beautiful red nails. And there we are. What do you guys think? I love this look, guys. It is so cute. It can be so simple if you stop early and don't keep going like I do. Or you can go all out and turn it into something a little bit unique and different, like I do. What do you think? Did that come out cute or what? I'd love to hear what you guys think of them. Is this something that you'd try yourself? And of course, the magic doesn't stop there. We have flash. Let's see what our flash is gonna do. So here we are with some lighting. I've got my overhead lights are still on, and I'm gonna get rid of those and see what's next. Eek! That's just so cool to me. I love that crazy flashy diamond effect. It's just so neat. Of course, thanks so much for joining me, guys. I'm always so happy to have you here. And thanks, of course, to Sweetie Nail Supply for providing me with this incredible collection to have a look at. It is so cool. I just can't stop with that flashy glitz. It is so neat. Of course, if you like this collection, you can always pick it up at Sweetie Nail Supply. You'll find the link down below in the description. And LYN is going to save you some money if you use that code. And I really hope you guys enjoyed that, with lots of love coming to you. Until next time, don't forget to love your nails. Bye.